friends, how's it going? My name's Miriam, if we haven't met before, and amongst other things I'm a poet, and I'm sitting in an armchair, hence the armchair poet, and hence the armchair in the painting behind me as well. Now, I haven't done one of these videos for a little while, but I thought I might just pop on here and share a particular poem that's been on my mind a little bit of late. I wrote this one about 6 years ago, I think, back when my mum was first diagnosed with cancer, and yeah, it seems to be coming to a point where this particular poem is important again. As life and art often does, it sort of goes in circles, and now it's time for this poem. So it's in the big red book called The Weight of Hope, and the poem itself is called The Valley, and it goes like this. I am a new resident here, in this place, the valley of the shadow of death. In fact, my presence here sometimes seems up for debate. The reality of it is like the shadow in the corner of your eye. Only when you don't focus on it can you really see it. Anytime I try to take a moment to dwell on my dwelling place, my thoughts leap to their feet and dance down the path. The frantically loud and twitchy butterfly of denial demands my attention. I do forget, often, that I'm living here. Well, not forget, but virtually forget, look away, pretend. It's reasonable, of course. Death, the mountain that overshadows this little town of In the Valley of the Shadow of, is certainly forbidding and magnificent in its own way. But you spend too much time looking at it, and you trip over your own 2 feet. Forget too long, on the other hand, and you could get taken down by an avalanche you were too busy not seeing to notice. A regular shoveling of the snow of Mount Death. That, then, is what is needed. It is high altitude up here, and the weather is never more than 2 steps away from snow. It drifts down in gentle flakes, mostly, often by night, and those floating crystalline metaphors for uniqueness can be so light they're barely even seen. But these avalanches will come, oh, they will come. Inspired by the distant bounce of a pebble, or maybe the beating wings of that wretched butterfly, or just 1 too many frozen water droplets, at which point they will thunder furiously down the hillside, obliterating everything in their path. No regular shoveling is definitely needed. Not that I really know what I'm doing. How does one shovel the snow of grief, a tiny amount each little day? I'm still learning, along with some of the other unwilling residents of this town. We didn't exactly arrive here of our own volition, here in this town of In the Valley of the Shadow of. Mostly, we just woke up here one day, shanghaied by life, with the bewilderment of a liquorless hangover, and now we're trying to figure it all out. Culture? Language? Clothes? It's a strange and painful, sometimes beautiful and awful thing, this journeying with someone through the valley of the shadow of death. And to quote from Psalm 23, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And then from 139, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. It's one of my favourite psalms. I'll finish off today's little video with another poem from a favourite poet of mine, Mary Oliver, in her compilation Devotions. This piece is called Yes, No, and it goes like this. How necessary it is to have opinions. I think the spotted trout lilies are satisfied, standing a few inches above the earth. I think serenity is not something you just find in the world, like a plum tree holding up its white petals. The violets along the river are opening their blue faces like small, dark lanterns. The green mosses, being so many, are as good as brawny. How important it is to walk along, not in haste, but slowly, looking at everything and calling out, yes, no. The swan, for all his pomp, his robes of glass and petals, wants only to be allowed to live on the nameless pond. The catbrier is without fault. The water thrushes down among the sloppy rocks are going crazy with happiness. Imagination is better than a sharp instrument. To pay attention, this is our endless and proper work. And I enjoy that because I am practicing and learning and seeking to pay attention each day in this journey. May you have a day and a week of paying attention. I look forward to chatting to you again sometime soon. But whatever happens, whatever you pay attention to or not, remember, you're fully seen, fully known, and fully loved. And I'll chat to you next time. Bye.